Girls Survive, Alice on the Island, a Pearl Harbor survival story.
Alice on the Island, a Pearl Harbor survival story by Mayumi Shimose Poe. Chapter 1, Palolo, Hawaii, November 8, 1941. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. I became aware of the time and day slowly. Our house was old. It had a tin roof, so when it rained, you would hear every little sound. Pon, 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 pono, pono, pono. Pon, 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 pon. Opening my eyes, I listened to the noises. But it wasn't the rain that woke me that day. It was the silence. I was used to the commotion of my younger siblings, 5-year-old Momo and 2-year-old Ken. They were always running around and making noise. But today, it was quiet. Where were they? And what were they up to? I quickly went from peacefully resting on my futon to wrestling the mattress back into its folded position. I couldn't help but wonder what kind of trouble Momo and Ken were getting into. The rain went from drips to a downpour, or at least that's what I thought at first. But through the open window, I saw a flock of birds rush by. It wasn't the rain I'd heard, but the beating of wings. The Midoris, the couple who lived at the end of the block, kept homing pigeons. It was always a thrill to watch the birds burst and swoop, free in the sky. Someone in the kitchen had turned on the radio, and the soft finger-picking of a ukulele blended with the sounds of the rain. The musician began to play a tender song. I could now hear other sounds too. There, faintly, was Mama's voice, followed by the louder, clashing sounds of Momo. Then Mama again, gently shushing her. I heard someone walking in the yard outside our room, then the snips of cutters. Papa was outside tending his bonsai plants like he did every Saturday. He watered them regularly, but he could only fuss over them on the weekends when he wasn't working at Nippujiji, the Japanese language newspaper. Today wasn't just any Saturday. Today, November 8th, 1941, was my 13th birthday. I pulled on an old favorite dress, black with tiny pink roses and heart-shaped buttons. Turning to the mirror, I wondered, what does 13 look like? On the one hand, I knew I couldn't have completely changed overnight. On the other hand, I believed the world was filled with possibilities. But there I was, with the same chin-length brown hair, same dark eyes, same bushy caterpillar of brows. My adult-sized teeth still looked too large for my mouth. I was still as thin as a bamboo shoot, with awkward, long legs and neck. Heading for the doorway, I did my best movie star look, chin low, smile shy, but eyes bright and wide, and gazed into the mirror. Almost instantly, I rolled my eyes, having seen the goofy result. We can't all be pearly, I told myself. I was thinking of my glamorous older sister with her glossy black hair and ruby red lips. Following the sounds of Mama's voice, I found her, Momo, and Ken on the porch by the front yard. They were reading from a stack of picture books, which explained the quiet. The screen banged closed, announcing me, and Ken-chan saying out, "Happy birthday!" as if he'd been holding it in for hours. Maybe he had been. Papa came around the corner from the side yard. He held his cutters in one hand. "Sun's been up a while, and finally you two," he said. I couldn't see his face under the wide brim of his straw hat, but I could hear his smile. "Well, you turned off my double alarm clock," I said, referring to my younger siblings. "They decided to go off in our room instead," Papa said. "That was a present for you, Alice. Happy birthday." Mama clucked her disapproval and moved the kids off her lap. "A birthday treat, anyway. There'll be others." Bang went the screen again. Then just as soon, our house was not that big. Mama was back with a beautiful strand of pua kini kini flowers in her hands to drape around my neck. "Happy birthday, Alice," she said. The blossoms were the softest, creamiest white you could imagine, and the smell was like ripe cantaloupe and honey. "Arigato gozaimasu, Mama," I said, giving her my thanks in Japanese. I ducked my head, which dipped me further into the sweet scent. "Well," Papa murmured, "I guess I'd better finish." He thumbed his finger in the direction of the side yard. "Then I can get cleaned up so I can be seen in public with my pretty gals." I walked with Papa back toward the side yard. "What are you working on today?" I asked. I was always curious about Papa's green thumb. "Ah, today it is something very special," Papa said with a gentle smile. Among Papa's collection, a new plant stood out. My eyes settled on a small azalea tree in full bloom. It was a perfect example of all Papa had learned about the art of bonsai. Its slender, curving trunk opened like a pink parasol over a small wood carving of a girl in a blue dress. "I call it Alice," he said. "Oh, Papa," I said, throwing myself at him. "Honey, I'm all dirty," he protested, but he still hugged me anyway. "Anyway, happy birthday." "Yes, happy 13th, Ali-chan," a voice called over the sound of feet crunching up our gravel drive. I couldn't believe it. Even Pearlie and my older brother, Yosh, were home today. Soon my big sister was hugging me. "What are you guys doing here?" I asked. Pearlie and Yosh lived in an apartment in Mo'iliili, a short drive away from our home. It was near Pearlie's job as a nurse at Queen's Hospital and Yosh's classes at the university and his ROTC duties. Oh, we were just in the neighborhood, Yosh said as he slowly moved closer to Pearlie and me. Just dropping by. He stalked closer. I giggled in anticipation. Just thinking about a puppy pile. I shrieked as Yosh crushed Pearlie and me. Recognizing the game, Momo and Ken squealed and pushed their way into the middle of the huddle. And despite the dirt on him, Papa grasped each of Mama's hands, tightly encircling us all. Mama shook her head, but a small smile played around her mouth. She let Papa hold her hands for a moment before she pulled herself free. Enough already, Yosh. You're messing up my hair, scolded Pearlie. Yosh squeezed us so hard we groaned, and then he released us. Anyway, Allie, Pearlie added, we wouldn't miss your 13th for the world. She tucked a loose curl behind her ear, along with a blossom that had fallen to the grass from a nearby flowering tree. She leaned like a movie star against the strong trunk of the tree, and I wanted nothing more than to know how to lean against a tree like that. I know I seem old to you, everyone laughed, but I still remember turning 13. It's really special, Allie. You're right on the brink, Pearlie said.
So it seems like she has a big family. She has an older brother, an older sister, a younger sister, and a younger brother. And of course she has a father and a mother. I'm pretty sure that's the mother. I'm not sure which one of these two are which. But I know this is Alice. I think that's her name. Yeah, it is Alice. So yeah. Bye. If you want to hear the rest of the story, go on to my next video. Actually, part of the rest of the story.